What is going on, guys? Today we are going to be working on this 2014's Razer 1000. Just nothing major wrong with it. He's got some issues with like the steering rack is done. There's popping in the front diff that I'm not sure what's up with that yet, because I'm guessing with all the stuff done to this it should be upgraded or could be upgraded. It even has the full STM primary and secondary, and the thing seems to be bogging down. Like you kind of get on it and it will just bog down. I'm kind of thinking fuel pump, so I got a fuel pump coming. I already changed out spark plugs. Just doing some of the basic stuff on it, giving it a nice little tune-up. Doing brake pads all around, air filter, not much on the inside here. So front diff is coming out, steering rack is coming out, transmission's gonna be unmounted and everything because he broke some bolts there. You can't even see that, sorry, but he broke some bolts off there. Okay, so finally got the clutch off. The secondary was kind of stuck, although this thing was just all taken apart because of some transmission mounts I'll show here in a second. But they all came off just fine using the stock pullers and everything. Once I sprayed some PV blaster onto that shaft there, secondary popped off. So this is why you guys got to be sure your stuff's put back together right. There's no bolt there. So this bolt either came off and that's causing the clutch issues, or who even knows if it even went back together. So I mean, that whole back plate is just leaking if it was to go in mud and water. And I take that back, there is another bolt missing from right there. So that's two bolts. In case you weren't keeping count. And this clamp up here wasn't tight. I loosened up this one, not that one. So let's check that one. That one's tight. Hey, look, it's a motor and transmission. Okay, so the main issue here on this one too is, I believe this bolt might be stripped out, or that one, and the back nut. Let me see if I can show you. That back nut right there, back off in there, is stripped out also. Well, this is one of the easier fuel pumps I've done, especially as far as this assembly. So the thing that was running about 53, I mean, it's kind of within range, but it's on the low spectrum. And so I went ahead and got him the new fuel pump. Got the that Quantum. It's about 80 bucks or so, and it's supposedly fit for this thing perfect. The fuel pump's the exact same. Comes with a new filter, new lines and everything, which I'm not gonna use the lines just because I'm not even gonna go that far with it. But what's kind of dumb is that they send this wire that's attached to the fuel pump, and then you ground it out down there, and then come up here to the connector and desolder that. But then they send you the other ground wire where you have to tie into it, kind of how this is tied in. So I would either have to do wiring or just solder or desolder and solder on the new pump at the connection right here. And that's what I did. But this just simply gets put into the hole here, and then the cap with your filter. It's not like the other ones where you got to go through all these rods and get it all completely disassembled. It's very simple, and it's actually pretty small for being a 1000. It's even smaller than my 800 and everything. So simple little fuel pump upgrade, you're good to go. Okay, so got this whole clutch off here, and I mean, it's basically relatively the same as just any other player's clutch. I mean, you got the cap here, and then there's your rollers and your weights. Actually, your weights right there, but way more adjustments. I mean, way more tuning. You got weights everywhere. There on your flywheel, there's 3 different weights here, so tons of things. The only thing on the secondary that I saw, other than just a ton of belt dust, is this roller right here spins. This one right here is locked up, and this one right here is pretty well locked up, not rolling well. So apparently this is everything needed to work on a STM clutch, only because this one's a rare case. That every one of these rollers was stuck pretty much, other than that one. But now everything is spinning freely, because you got to take this little cap screw out here, and then this pin pushes out this way. According to the video, you just push it and then the pin, you grab it. No, every one of these were super stuck in there. So they're all out now, they're all polished, free up. Rollers still look to be good, round shape. So I think that's what was allowing his clutch not to open up, and it was stretching out his belts, and it was basically just bogging down the motor so much because it was trying to work against itself. And so this should definitely take care of his issue. These are all rebuilt, put back together, all the rollers rolling fine, everything is cleaned up, so we should have a definite difference here. I just kind of wanted to point this out because now I got to clean these up and everything. But these are the Turner Evo axles, I believe, and it's got the through bolt right here. So the size to get that bolt out is a 14 millimeter. And what's super nice about it, super nice about it so far, is that once you get that bolt out, I already had this out, yeah, I cheated. But these cups just slide right out, both sides. I mean, they got a spot for the C-clip and everything, but I know why they do that, obviously, to keep it in there. And it's a great design. And that one just slides out too. You can see the kind of the holes on the end right there. Every one of these mounts is stripped out. The bottom one wasn't even an issue prior, but trying to torque it down to 64 foot-pounds, everything just completely let loose. So this transmission is going to be pulled. Since I gotta have it pulled anyways, because this whole mount right here has got to be replaced. And since I got it pulled, I'm gonna go ahead and pull apart the transmission, actually see what he has, because he bought it from some company, I'm not even sure, and he doesn't even know what he has. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it, see what he's got. He thinks he hears a popping coming from the rear in the transmission here. I think it was the axles, because they all had torn boots, and it's what the axles do whenever they have torn boots after a while. But just to be sure, everything like that. So that, along with replacing the U-joints. So this one's gonna be picked up in the next video, because this just turned into a whole lot more. Thank y'all for watching this one. Stay tuned for the next. Okay, so an update. Look at this, guys. Pulling off to get this transmission out, because every one of these is stripped out, like I said. Look at that. I think that is definitely an issue. And that didn't just happen. I mean, it's still tight where it's breaking, so it's been done like that. And that could have been some of the bogging and the sucking issue. So that's one thing.
Did he ever get anything in the motor?
No. Huh. I mean, I don't think he's been deep enough for being able to ride since then. So I don't know if it was done. I don't know what's been worked on or not. But
you're what? That's the top of my snorkels coming up track right here.
Yeah. And don't make fun of my whole jack system. I'm looking for a table due to this reason. But transmission does get pulled. About ready to come out with this last bolt.